Good morning, class 10, and good to see you back. You can see me, I can't see you. So, anyways, we were instead of wasting time, enjoy your pujas. Wish you all great, happy Durga pujas in advance. And today is the 21st, so your Saptami is on the 23rd, I guess, isn't it? So, your Navratri is going on, and Navami is your Navratri, right? 9 days, 9 nights complete. So, anyways, we were on this line of the national economy. I had given you a basic introduction of it, and let's go through more elaborate way if I can explain it to you, so it will be easier for me to explain, right? So we are going to do that. I had given you the basic explanation about it, and we had done that. The lifelines of national economy I had given you, like we had done the introduction. I had given you the transport, roadways, transport network. I had explained it to you, what was the roadways and all, what's happening and all, what's going through it. So now today what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it to you in a much more elaborated way. I'm going to do some much more extensive explanation which is going to help you. What are the contents in it? Introduction is it's a means of transport, roadways, railways, waterways, airways, communication, international trade, tourism as a trade. Okay, so let's begin without ado instead of wasting time. Introduction, if I gave it in a basic way, transport plays an important role in the economy. If you got your pen and papers, boss, please you take use of it. If you don't want to write it, no problem. I cannot force you. I cannot what do you say, I cannot improvise anything, or just cannot tell you to do something, so I cannot order. So because of transport, raw material reaches to the factory and finished products reach to the consumer. Basic information: the pace of development of a country depends upon the production of goods and services as well as their movement over space. Therefore, efficient means of transport are prerequisites for a fast development of a nation or a country or a state or any place or anything you do. Source of transport has to be there. Even to reach school, if your source of transport is not right, you will not ever reach in time. Apart from transport, the ease and mode of communication like telephone, internet makes continuous flow of information possible, right? We know that. Means of transport, we know shipping, the sea routes, the railways, the airways, the road routes. Now today India is well linked with the rest of the world despite its vast size, diversity, linguistic and socio-cultural plurality. Plurality, if you want to understand the word, please go into your class 10. I don't have to give you word meanings and all, right? That's the way I speak. Railways, airways, waterways, newspaper, radio, television, cinema, internet, etc. have been contributing to its socio-economic progress in many ways. The trades from local to international levels if I can say it, is have added to the strength of its economy. Of whose economy? Our Indian economy. Okay. It has enriched our life, you accept it, and added a significantly growing services and facilities for the comforts of our life. We agree with it. But still there are some exceptional cases where there is still a lot of problems going on. We are still a developing country, we are still developing, so we have to take time. But yes, if I can order a pizza in the Himalayas sitting there in Ladakh, so why not? So that means we have gone places, and if Tata Telecom is reaching everywhere, Tata Sky is reaching everywhere, so we are into connections, television, radio, right? So nothing is impossible right now, but we are still. As I told you earlier also, I am repeating it again, means of transport is land, roadways, land, water and air, And we have roadways, railways and pipelines under land, inland and overseas under water. And in air we have domestic airways, international airways. Domestic airways is public undertaking, private airlines is the domestic airways as well. Okay. And we have the means of transport, cars, bar, taxi, Uber, Ola, everything. Roadways. Now what do we come to know about the roadways? India has one of the largest road networks in the world, aggregating about 2.3 million kilometers at present. In India, roadways have preceded railways, have crossed over railways. They still have an edge over railways in the view of ease with which they can build, which they can be built and maintained. We pay toll, tax. You don't think the toll tax is just charging us toll tax? The company which had taken the tender has built it, so we have to pay them back. It's being paid. We take for maintenance of the road as well. Now see, the growing importance of a road transport or the road transport rather versus the rail transport is rooted in the following reasons. If you have a pen and paper, it's just a humble request. If you have one, please do. Otherwise, you are good at everything. I shouldn't be doing this video. Construction cost of road is much lower than that of railway lines. Roads can traverse comparatively more dissected and undulating topography. Roads can negotiate higher gradients of slopes and as such can traverse mountains such as the Himalayas. Road transport is economical in transportation of few persons and relatively small amount of goods over short distances. It also provides door-to-door service, thus the cost of loading and unloading is much lower. I have already told you this, I am just trying to say it again so that it helps you out. Road transport is also used as a feeder to other modes of transport such as they provide a link between railway stations, air and seaports. Even when you get down in a plane, sometimes suppose if you get down in Mangalore, I had flown once to Mangalore, close to Bangalore. So we landed on a small aircraft, but you can't, sometimes you have to walk, but sometimes a bus comes and takes you to the airport lounge. You know, when you want to go inside, you want to go out from the plane, you cannot go directly into the airport. So, but few airports are big where you have these connected channels which come and get attached to the plane and you walk through them and you're inside the airport. But some places you have to be taken, like Goa also sometimes does not have, Goa also does not have that. You have to either walk or the bus comes and picks you up. Sometimes it happens. Now in India, roads are classified in the following 6 classes according to their capacity: Golden Quadrilateral, National Highways, State Highways, District Roads, Other Roads, Local, Border Roads. Clear? Now, you can go on to Google and watch your road map. The Golden Quadrilateral, if you take it, it will show you how it goes around the borders of totally. The Golden Quadrilateral has main connects to all the, the metropolitan cities. Then we have this north-south corridor, from direct north to south. You don't have to turn anywhere, you just sit on that highway and you are gone. East-west corridor is there. The NHDP phase 3 is also which is going on. That is also there. I have travelled a lot on NH66 and NH34 and NH37. I have travelled to, last time also I told you, I have travelled to Assam. I have driven to Assam. I have driven to Visakhapatnam, my longest route. Wonderful roads. Now the Golden Quadrilateral, the government launched a major road development project linking Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, Mumbai and Delhi by 6-lane superhighways. The north-south corridor linking Srinagar, Jammu Kashmir and Kanyakumari, Tamil Nadu, and east and west corridor connecting Silchar, Assam and Porbandar, Gujarat are a part of this project. The major objective of the super highways is to reduce the time and distance between the mega cities of India. These highway projects are being implemented by the National Highway Authority of India, NHAI. National highways link extreme parts of the country. They are the primary road system and are laid and maintained by the Central Public Works Department, that is CPWD. A number of major national highways run in the north and south and east-west directions. National highways, they are not collaterals. You pay less, your toll tax is less on them. State highways linking roads linking a state capital with different district headquarters are known as state highways. These roads are constructed and maintained by the State Public Works Department in the state and union territory. That's why you have a lot of holes in them. You come to know. By the roads, you will come to know what condition the state is running in and how the state is being controlled. Where is the money going? With the kind of roads. Like if you see a person's shoes, you come to know what kind of a person he is. So like that, if you come to see the road, you will come to know the condition of the state. District roads connect district headquarters with other places of the district. These roads are maintained by the Jilla Parishad. Rural roads which link rural areas and villages with towns are classified under this category. These roads received special impetus under the Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana, which is there, that receives the money for that. Under this scheme, special provisions are made so that every village in the country is linked to a major town in the country by an all-season motorable road. All-season motorable road means that it should not be affected by any season. You can travel any time during the 12 months of the year. Right? Border roads, apart from these border roads organization, a government of India undertaking construction and maintain roads in the bordering areas of the country. This was established in 1960 for the development of the roads of strategic importance in the northern and northeastern borders. Infiltration was happening too much. These roads have improved accessibility in the areas of difficult terrain and have helped in the economic development of these areas. The Indian Railways is the largest public sector undertaking in the country. The first train steamed off Mumbai to Thane, 1853, covering a distance of 34 kilometers, concrete over a bitumen of coal. Concrete or even bitumen of coal. Therefore, these are all weather roads. Bitumen is a thing which they use while making roads, and coal tar which they pour. You have seen them doing the roads. Then what about the term road density? What is this road density then? The length of a road per 100 square meter of area is known as density of roads. Distribution of road is not uniform in the country. Density of road varies from only 10 kilometers in Kashmir to 375 kilometers in Kerala, with the national average of 75 kilometers in 96 and 97. 100 square kilometers per area, that is the density of that. Road transport faces a lot of problems in India. Volume of traffic, passengers, the road network is inadequate. About half of the roads are unmetalled, and this limits their usage during the rainy season. Holes, as I said. This example I get from Agodia, from this Agodia railway gate, or what do you say, I'm forgetting the name of that place. The railway gate to school. The national highways are inadequate too. Moreover, the roadways are highly congested in cities, and the most of the bridges and culverts are old and narrow jams. So that feasibility is not there. I'll come back in the next video.